And hello everyone, this is Trey from Texas Sports TV, and this is the MLB Major League Baseball Power Rankings for June 3rd, 2019. I am recording outside today, so there's going to be a little bit of a noise, and what you're going to notice is the PowerPoint. Yes, it's still a PowerPoint, but it's a bit better. And we're just going to go over the rules. Now, the rules are for, first off, we're going to look at the points between the run differential per game and the win-loss record per game. You get points based on your ranking in those areas, and then you want the fewest points possible, because 30th place is 30 points, first place is 1 point. See what I mean? And so right now, the current tiebreaker, the first tiebreaker, I'm going to do other tiebreakers as I need to, but right now I only need one tiebreaker, and there's a lot of tiebreakers. It's basically on the current streak, from the worst streak to the best streak. So to start off the power rankings, we have our current worst team in the MLB, the Baltimore Orioles, which is, you know, I guess it's not that bad. You tank for a little bit, build your team, and then, yeah. Well, they're in a division with the Yankees right now, the Red Sox, and the Rays. Like, I don't think the Orioles have any hope, even if they were a decently good team. So the only chance right now is they're rebuilding, which they're kind of in the middle of. Now, they're 30th when it comes to the run differential with a negative 2.051, and they're 30th when it comes to the record at 305. They have the worst record, the worst run differential, so they have the most points possible at 60 points, which is not very good, and they're at a 2-game losing streak. Now, in 29th place, moving down, it's the Detroit Tigers. Now, they're currently in a rebuild, which was kind of apparent and kind of needed. It was very apparent whenever they traded Justin Verlander to the Astros, who helped the Astros win the World Series in 2017. And it's clearly needed because the Detroit Tigers, yes, they have World Series under their belts, but they haven't really won anything in a while. They got so close, but no cigar. Now they're 29th in the run differential at negative 1.750, and they're 26th in the record with 393. And they have 55 points. And yeah, right now they're currently on a 2-game losing streak. Moving up in the power rankings, they moved up from 30th to 29th, and from 29th to 30th. Bravo, Marlins. You moved up to 28th place. The Miami Marlins, man. Moving up the world. I'm so proud of you. You're not the worst of the worst anymore. Bravo, Miami. Your owner still sucks, though. Yeah. So the Miami Marlins are 27th in the run differential at negative 1.298, and they're 27th with the record at 368, which gives them 54 points. And yeah, they're currently on a 2-game win streak, which kind of explains they're moving up, though that's only 2 games out of the multiple that happened. But I guess, whatever. You know what? Bravo, Marlins. Y'all aren't the worst anymore. And that's saying a lot, considering how your season has gone. Moving down to 27th, the Canadian team in the American League, the Toronto Blue Jays. They are 24th in their run differential at negative 1.102, and they're 28th in the record at 356, which gives them 52 points. And here we are to the first tiebreaker. Not tiebreaker, tiebreaker. There's multiple tiebreakers. 3-way tiebreakers and 2-way tiebreakers. Now, the first tiebreaker with the Toronto Blue Jays is Toronto Blue Jays. They lost. They have I'm pretty sure the worst losing streak right now with the 6-game losing streak. So yeah, when it comes to the tiebreaker, Toronto Blue Jays wouldn't win any of them, no matter what their point was. So here they are, the bottom end of this tiebreaker. And now you have the honking car. Like I said, I'm recording outside. You're going to hear some background noise. I don't know if you heard that. But the 26th place team, the team that hasn't moved, the first team, the second team, the Orioles didn't move. The second team to not move, it's the Kansas City Royals. Now, they're 23rd in the run differential at negative 0.915, and they're 29th in the record at 322. That gives them 52 points, and they won the tiebreaker, or at least they got the second place. They definitely didn't get last place in this tiebreaker. I'm pretty sure this one was a three-way tiebreaker, but they definitely beat the Blue Jays. But you know what? They definitely beat the Blue Jays. They got 52 points, 23 plus 29. That's a 3-game losing streak. So they, you know what? Yeah, it's a losing streak, but it's better than what the Blue Jays have. So y'all won the tiebreaker here. And so y'all are sitting at 26. And then you got the San Francisco Giants, not the San Francisco 49ers, not the New York Giants. This is baseball. This is the best sport in America with a large 18-wheeler driving by. You got, I'm pretty sure y'all were able to hear me. Whatever, this is not like it's the top 10. We got, but the San Francisco Giants, they're definitely in a rebuild year. They're definitely, they have their veteran talents. It's kind of hard to accept. It's kind of hard to see this team that used to be a dynasty now struggle. If that ever happened to New York Yankees fans, I don't know if they'd ever accept it because they're always good. Like, we suck. What are we, in a parallel universe? That'd be the reaction to New York Yankees. But this is the Giants. They had a dynasty, and now it's gone. They have a run differential of negative 1.310, which gives them 28th place, and a record of 414, which gave them 24th place. That gives them 52 points, and they won this tiebreaker. Yeah, it was a 3-way tiebreaker. They won this tiebreaker with a 2-game win streak. Now, in 24th place, staying the same, it's the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners, or Mariners, is pretty, I don't understand this team. I really don't. They were one of the best, and now they're one of the worst, and it's just, I thought you were going to be a middle-of-the-road team. I expect y'all to be 3rd place in our division. I thought y'all were going to be, like, one of the, like y'all were going to be a middle team. Y'all were going to be a pretty decently good team, but, like, a middle team. A middle good team. So, the Seattle Mariners, they got 25th place with all across the board when it comes to the points. They got negative 1.145 in the run differential and 403 in the record, but you have those 50 points and they're on a two-game losing streak. So, I really don't understand this team. It's strange. They've got a lot of young, good talent. It's young talent, so that's why I wasn't expecting them to be like the best of the best, but I kind of expected something better than what they're at right now. Like, worse than what they started off with, and then better than what they're doing now. I don't understand this team. I thought they'd be like a middle team. 3rd place in our division. That's what I expect them. Things could change. It's still the middle of the year. Games don't really start counting until after the All-Star break. This just positioning the teams for the starting point, basically. But still, I don't understand. This team's either really hot or really cold. Now, moving down, it's Pittsburgh Pirates. This, I knew was going to happen. Yes, I've been talking crap about this team, but, well, this team really isn't that good of a team. They do have potential. Every team has potential. But here's the thing. I don't want to hear about potential. Every team has the potential. The question is, will it happen? This team, no. It's not gonna happen. The Pittsburgh Pirates, no. Uh, I hear about how this team is really, really good, but I hear about the potential about this team, but I don't give a crap about the potential. I really don't give a crap about the potential. Now, they're 26th in the run differential at negative 1.172. They're 20th in the record at 483. They moved down to the power rankings to 23rd. Yes, they didn't start out there. Yes, I even had them up high, even though I was talking crap about them, because they were doing well on the field, and I had to go by my rules. This wasn't the rankings. Yes, I am opinion based. That's who I am. I'm not some robot. I am a human being. I have my opinions, but the system for the rankings are unbiased. So when a team's doing good, even if I hate them, or even if I think they're really a bad team, they're just like on a pretty good streak right now, it's going to reflect on the power rankings. Now, the Pirates, they have 46 points, and they're on a 2-game losing streak. In 22nd place, this, I'm pretty sure, really doesn't shock anyone. I haven't had anyone question this team at all. This team, everyone knew was going to be bad after Bryce Harper went. Bryce Harper was their only chance at a World Series, and from what I've seen, I don't think Bryce Harper will ever win a World Series. Yes, I understand what team is with right now. The Washington Nationals, their chance right now, they have a chance to build a team, not have one player run the team. No, they have the chance to build a team, an actual team. 19th. Okay. Well, they're 19th place in a run differential with negative 0.339. They're 23rd place in their record at 441, which gives them 42 points in a 2-game win streak. Like I said, this is the Nationals. I don't think anyone is surprised by how they're playing. I don't think anyone would be surprised if they continue to be at this level all the way to the end of the year. Now, holy cow, this parking lot is almost never busy, and now that I'm gonna record, this parking lot has cars all over the place. Like, what the? The world hates me. Come on now. The world hates me just like the world hates the Nationals. The world hates me just like baseball hates the Yankees. Speaking of New York, though, even though I'm talking about the Yankees, they're in 21st place. The New York Mets. They are 20th in the run differential at negative 0.356, and tied for 21st in the record at 475, which gives them 41 points. And, well, even though it doesn't really matter for the rankings, they are currently on a 2-game losing streak. Now, this is the New York team I would rather cheer for. The problem is, they aren't winning right now. The Yankees are winning. Okay? We're tired of seeing the Yankees win. Okay? I don't care. Yeah, it would be New York team, but I'd rather have the fucking Mets win the World Series over the fucking Yankees. And it's going to take a while for the Yankees. Here's the thing. The Mets are just like the Yankees' baby brother. No matter what the Mets do, they're going to be outshined by the fucking Yankees. Yankees have the most World Series wins. Okay? The most World Series wins, the most World Series appearances. Like, even though the Mets have World Series under their belts, and even if they won a World Series, they're going to be like, aww, they're still not the Yankees. They're going to be in the Yankees shadow until the Yankees suck for like a few decades, and the Mets are pretty good. It's going to take like a while for any team to get out of the Yankee shadow. The Yankees is like the American team right now. Like, they're the poster child of baseball. Everyone hates them, but everyone wants to be them. And they probably have like the most fans because they're constantly winning. Now, this rounds off the bottom 10. So, yeah, the New York Mets round off the bottom 10. And so now we get to the middle 10. And to start off the middle 10, moving out of the bottom 10, moving out of the basement, the Chicago White Sox. Fuck you. Okay? The Chicago White Sox can go. I don't really like this team very much. This team is not a very good team. They really haven't done anything since 2005, and they can continue to not do anything until they, the world ends. The Chicago White Sox is, I guess, I may hate the Chicago White Sox more than I hate the Yankees. I don't know, but the Chicago White Sox, and I don't really like them that much. And if you know one of their World Series, if you know their last World Series, or if you're a Nationals fan, you understand why I don't like the Chicago White Sox. I'm not going to go into it right now. I don't feel like it. But the Chicago White Sox, I hear from the fan about how awesome this one player is. Well, if it doesn't translate into wins, it doesn't translate much into the team. Well, it's not going to mean very much. Yes, they have moved up in the power rankings this week, but this is based on the field performance. It's not based on how one player is. It's based on the field wins, on the field runs, on the field runs allowed. It's based on the field performance. Now the run differential per game, they got 22nd place. That's negative 0.729, and they're tied for 16th on the record at 492. That gives them 38 points. Now that, despite the super awesome one player, they're still in 20th place. I've said it time and time again. You need a team, not one player. I say it about Mike Trout. I say it about Bryce Harper. I'm going to say it about the White Sox as well. I'm going to say it about every team. You need a team, not a player. A team. Now, a player can help a team, but it needs to be a team. Moving now to 19th is another team I get stuff about. The San Diego Padres. Now, people talk to me about how awesome the Padres are. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. They're still just a team that I find one of the most forgettable. They don't have 0 World Series. They've done stuff, but they're not the worst team, and they're not the best team. They're just forgettable, and that's just how they are with me. I'm sorry. Now again, this is another team. I hear how awesome a player is on this team. Okay, is it translating very much for the team? This team is moving. This team, I think, moved the most. It's just always moving. I don't think this team ever had a single week where they stayed the same. This team is just all over the place. San Diego Padres. They are 21st in the run differential at negative 0.479. They're tied for 13th in the record, so there's that. 508, and they have 34 points. It's the second tiebreaker of this power rankings video, but they lost this one. I think this one was a two-team tiebreaker. They lost this one with a 2-game losing streak. Now, the Cleveland Indians, another team that moved down, a team that I expected a bit more from. I wasn't expecting this team to be a super powerhouse, one of the best teams, but I was expecting more from this team. And now I'm not even sure. I don't know. Again, there's still games don't really. These games don't really matter. Like I said, I'm going to constantly say this. Games that matter is after the All-Star break. This is putting the teams into their starting position. But with that being said, it's much easier to get into the playoffs and win division if you start off pretty good. If you get into a good starting position. If you get into a bad starting position, it's much harder. But there's still great stories from starting off in a bad starting position. Like the Astros 2005. Right, risen from the grave. That World Series run. And yes, we lost, but man, that's a great story. Now, the Cleveland Indians. They moved down to 18th. They're 18th in the run differential at negative 0.271. They're 16th. They're tied for 16th in the record at 492, and with 34 points, they won the tiebreaker with the Padres with only a 1-game losing streak instead of a 2-game losing streak. So they only moved down to 18th place. They didn't move down to 19th. And then now we have the Los Angeles Angels. They moved up to 17th place. The super reliant on one player team. The Los Angeles Angels. They rely way too much on Mike Trout. And it's been costing them. And it's going to continue to cost them. They aren't going to do anything until they build a team, which won't happen until they lose Mike Trout. Especially with a division where you have the Astros as a team, the Athletics, a pretty decent team, and the Mariners, who have a crap ton of potential and showed it, and they could still end up doing really good. And then, yes, I guess the Rangers, but you know they're going to be at the bottom of the division when the season ends. Now, when it comes to run differential, they rank 17th with a positive run differential of 100.119, and are tied for 16th with the record at 492. Now that gives them 33 points, which gives them 17th place, moving up to 17th, and they're currently on a 2-game win streak. Now, in 16th place, this team had a move. They're still in 16th place, the Cincinnati Reds. They rank 8th in the run differential at 610, but they're 22nd in the record at 458. So they have one of the best run differentials, but they have one of the worst records. Explain that one to me. I don't understand this team, honestly. I honestly don't understand how that works. I'm really hoping it kind of evens out as the season comes to a close, but that's bizarre to me. Okay, it really is bizarre to me. I didn't used to look into stats like this closely, like this, but like that's probably why it's bizarre. I would expect teams doing pretty bad to have a pretty bad run differential, teams doing pretty good to have a really good run differential, but man, I don't understand this. Okay. They have 30 points, which gives them 16th place, which helps them to not move, and they're currently on a 2-game losing streak. Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, dog elected mayor. I don't know, I found that funny. It's the halfway point, and so, sorry you had to deal with my bad singing. I just think it's pretty funny. And, let me make sure I'm actually recording. Okay, that's good. I just wanted to make sure I was actually recording. Alright. Reference slide. Now, we're at the halfway point. Now, which team is at the halfway point? Well, it's the Oakland Athletics. Now, this team was the team I expected to get 2nd place. And I still expect them to get 2nd place in our division. I know where things are at, but like I said, this doesn't really matter until after the All-Star break. This is just where teams start. This is teams moving to their starting positions. The Oakland Athletics, they are 15th, but right now, they moved down right now, but this is just them getting to their starting position. After the All-Star break, I expect them to do much better, and really expect this team to do much better. I don't expect them to win the World Series, but I expect them to get a wild card spot, and I expect them to get 2nd in the AL West. Now, the Athletics, they have 11th place in the run differential at .407, positive .407. They're tied for 16th at 492. So yeah, this team is not doing that bad right now anyways. This team could still make it into 2nd place. They have 27 points, and they're on a 5... right now they're on a 5-game losing streak, but if they can turn it around, which I hope they do, this team is going to get... if this team turns it around, this team's going to get 2nd in the division, which is what I'm hoping. Not really hoping. I just want to be right, but I expect this team to get second in division, and when I hope, it's because I want to be right. And 14th place, well, you have the Atlanta Braves. They moved down, and it's yet another tiebreaker. Now, the Atlanta Braves, this is the first team to have positive run differential and a positive record. They have a run differential of plus .136 per game, which gives them 16th place, 16 points. And then they have a record of 542, which gives them 9th place with 9 points. That gives them 25 points. And yes, they have a win streak of W2. I believe this is another three-way tie. They have a two-game win streak, but they were the worst win streak in this group of teams. The St. Louis Cardinals have it a bit better. Now, the St. Louis Cardinals, they're the middle team. They have 13th, they're 13th place and 12th place, which is 25 points. Run differential of .328, a record of 517. So their tiebreaker, there's the 18-wheeler again. They're on a 4-game win streak, which gives them the tiebreaker between the Athletics, but it doesn't give them the tiebreaker with the Colorado Rockies, who, no matter who they tied, they would win because they have the best streak. They have the best win streak right now. The Colorado Rockies, they have 15th place, 15 points plus 10 points, run differential of 0.241. Sorry, I can't talk. They have a record of 534, which gives us 25 points. They're currently on an 8-game win streak. That gave them the tiebreaker, and that moves them all the way up to 12th place. Congratulations, Rockies. Now, this gives the Colorado Rockies the tiebreaker for any team that they would have tied with because they have the best streak right now. The Boston Red Sox. I believe there's another 3-game win streak, the three-way tie. It might be just a two-way tie, but the Boston Red Sox fell out of the top 10 because of a tiebreaker. They were in the top 10, and if they would have won the tiebreaker, they would have still been in the top 10. But no, they lost the tiebreaker, so they fell out of the top 10. Now, the Boston Red Sox, they're 9th place in the run differential at .525, and they're 13th place with a record at 508, which gives them 22 points. Now, they do have a win streak, but it's the worst win streak in this group of ties. So they're at the bottom of the list, which made them lose this tiebreaker. I'm sorry. Now we get to the top 10. Now, which team kicked them out of the top 10? Which team won the tiebreaker? Well, this was a battle for the top 10. They both were in the top 10 before, and this week it was like a battle to see who stays in, because the Arizona Diamondbacks were the team that tied with the Boston Red Sox. They also got 22 points, and they barely stayed in the top 10. Instead of a 1-game win streak, they got a 2-game win streak. So the Arizona Diamondbacks, they were 7th place when the run differential at 800, and they were 15th place with the record at 500, which gave them 22 points and had them win the tiebreaker. But again, yes, they have a record of 500. And that's a very annoying car. Okay? And we're in the top 10, and that's whenever it gets really annoying because there's a car right here. So, yeah, the Arizona Diamondbacks. 7th place, 800, 15th place, 500. Yes, I don't know if y'all can hear me, but It's a 500 record, but there we go. The annoying car stopped. Yes, it's they have a record of 500. It's not like the best, but they do have pretty good run differential. But this team is probably going to fall out of the top 10 pretty soon. If not, this team's going to turn it around at this week. If they don't turn around this week, they really are going to fall out of the top 10. They have to do really awesome next week. They're barely hanging on there. Now, in ninth place, it's the horrible, no good, very bad Texas Rangers. Now, this team is in ninth place, but they should fall off. This team, I don't expect to stay here for very long. This team really isn't very good. They are 10th in the run differential at 4.474. They're 11th in the record at 526. But I don't expect this team to stay around here. This team did pretty good. They rose to this spot, but they're going to fall off again like they did last time. And hopefully this time they'll stay down. Okay? Because I really don't like this team. This is the divisional rival that I hate the most. This the fake Texas team, the team that came from Washington. They're currently on a 3-game win streak. They have 21 points. Get more points, lose more games. Goodbye. Now, it's the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, they are in 8th place. They have 14 points, with being in 14th place with a run differential at 300.300. They're 6th place with a record, giving them 6 points for the record of 567, which gives them 20 points, which moves them up to 8th place in the power rankings. And they're currently on a 2-game win streak. Now in 7th place, we have the Philadelphia Phillies. They got 12 points, with being 12th place with 350.356. They got 7th place with a record 7 points for being 7th place with a record of 559. They have a total of 19 points, and they got a tiebreaker. Yep, another tiebreaker. Like I said, this week there's a lot of tiebreakers here. But they got 19 points. They're currently on a 4-game losing streak. Now, the Philadelphia Phillies, I hear that so many people, the fans, I've heard so many times about how awesome this team is, okay? No. I need to see it first. If they aren't winning if they don't win a World Series this year, that's it. This team is now gonna. Bryce Harper's never gonna win a World Series. I'm sorry. Bryce Harper is just naturally a one-man army. Yes, he's one of the best baseball players out there, but he's naturally a one-man army. It's not gonna happen. You need a team. You need a good group of people around him. If you got really good players around him, then yeah, he can win a World Series. But he's a one-man army. You stick him up against actual teams, and he's going to struggle. It's like LeBron James whenever he goes against the Warriors. It's like James Harden whenever he goes up against the Warriors. It's like any one-man army team when they go up against the Warriors. They struggle. It was like the Bucks versus the Raptors. It was a one-man army versus a team. Doesn't matter how good your one-man army is, if you go up against a really good and balanced team, you're going to struggle, and you're going to most likely lose. Okay, I understand. I hear Bryce Harper has a good team around him right now. Okay, well, is this a team that will lead him to a World Series ring? I don't see it. I'm sorry. Yes, they moved up to 7th place, but I don't know, I'm sorry. I'm just not buying into this. The Phillies team right now. I'm not buying into it. Now, the Chicago Cubs, yeah, that wasn't a tiebreaker. Nope, it wasn't a tiebreaker with the Phillies. That was my mistake. I should have left that out. But the Chicago Cubs got 6th place. They got 6 points and 8 points. 6 from the run differential, where they have a run differential of .807 and 8 points from the record, which is a record of 544. And there's another car driving by. He got 14 points, and they're currently on a 3-game losing streak. Chicago Cubs, I don't know. They could still win division, but they aren't looking like the team that's really going out there trying to show power to the metal, saying we aren't in a weak-ass division. We are in a super awesome team. But you know what? Every team goes through a little bit of a slump. Every team has streaks. Every team has slumps. We will see how this team rounds out at the end of the season. Now, with that being said, we're in our top 5. And with our top 5 comes, well, 5th place. After being in first place for so long, they've moved all the way down to 5th place. They're still in the top 10, but they're no longer leading their division, and they're slowing down steam, and they could end up moving down to 3rd place in the division. Doesn't mean they're a weak team, it's just they're in a really strong division, and they need to be really, really hot to be in 1st place. They're with the Yankees and the Red Sox. Really good teams. Now, they're 3rd place with a run differential at 1.368, and they're 5th place with a record at 614, which gives them 8 points. Now, it's a tiebreaker. It's a 3-way tiebreaker. Whew. The reason why they lost this tiebreaker is because they're on a 4-game losing streak. Yeah, if you're in a tiebreaker and you're one of the top teams, chances are if you have a losing streak, you're losing the tiebreaker. Now, in 4th place, this one's a 3-way tiebreaker. In 4th place, you have the New York Yankees. Okay? They also have a losing streak, and so they lost this tiebreaker. Like I said, if you're one of the top teams, if you're a top team and you have a losing streak, that's just already going to lose the tiebreaker. Now, New York Yankees, they weren't the worst one. The worst one in this tie was the Rays. But the Yankees, they are above the Rays in the division, and they're above the Rays in the tiebreaker and the power rankings. The New York Yankees, they rank 4th in the run differential at 1.310, and they're 4th in the record at 655. New York Yankees, not surprising, they're always a really good team. They're always a playoff contender, and they're almost always a World Series contender, especially when they're healthy. And now we're at our top 3. We're looking at bless you. Now we're looking at our top 3. We have our bronze, and who won the tiebreaker between the Yankees and the Rays? Who snuck into the 3rd place, barely itching into 3rd place because of the tiebreaker? Well, it's the Houston Astros, the best team in the MLB, the team that's going to win the 2019 World Series, the Houston Astros. Now, they are 5th place in the run differential at 1.238. They're 3rd place in the record at 667. They have 8 points, and so they win the tiebreaker because they're the only team. They're on a 3-game win streak, but they're the only team in this win streak that has a win streak. So they could have had a 1-game win streak and they would have won this tiebreaker. But they went and they swept the Athletics, giving them a 3-game win streak. Now, the Houston Astros, they are a team. I can name you multiple key players on this team. There's the 3 core players, and then there's other players that make their mark. This ain't you look at it and you see one player. It's not a Bryce Harper team. It's not Mike Trout's team. No, it's not Manny Machado's team. No, this is not George Springer's team. This isn't Jose Altuve's team. This isn't Carlos Correa's team. Those are the core 3 players. This isn't Justin Verlander's team. Nope. This is a team. So they are going to win the World Series, but they aren't the only team. Houston Astros ain't going to win the World Series easily. They're going to have some challenges. One of the challenges is the team in 2nd place with the silver. Okay? Now, this team is another team. Okay? This team is a team I tip my hats to. This team is a team that isn't going to give up. This team barely lost the World Series in 2017 and got their asses handed to them in 2018. This team, it's the Los Angeles Dodgers. They were second place in the run differential at 1.567. They were second place in the record at 683, which gives them 4 points, and they're currently on a 5-game winning streak. The Los Angeles Dodgers is another team. Okay? This is the team. Yes, it's got some personality that I find annoying, some hot shot. Yes, I don't really like. There's certain players that I don't like their attitudes on. Okay, I get it, but this team, it's still a well-rounded, well-put-together team. The Houston Astros, yes, they got some pretty decent pitchers, but really, it's their batters. And then yes, the Dodgers have some pretty decent batters, but really, it's their pitchers. This a 20. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 2017 rematch this 2019 season. In fact, I'd welcome it, and I would love to see this World Series play out. But while the Dodgers and the Astros are really good, they aren't holding the first place in this power rankings right now. Right now, that belongs, without any contention, without any arguments, to the Minnesota Twins. They're first place in their run differential and first place in the power rankings. They got the least amount of points possible. They're first place in all areas, which gives them 2 points, which makes them the, without a doubt, without question, best team in the MLB right now. They aren't going to win the World Series, though. That's going to go to the Astros. Minnesota Twins are really good right now. And they may stay good for a little bit. They have a run differential of 1.879. They have a record of 690. And they're currently on a 3-game win streak. This is a really good team. And this is why, and because they're a really good team, they're number 1 in this week's power rankings. And if you like the video and you haven't subscribed yet, please like, comment, subscribe. I really would like to support. I still haven't even reached a milestone of 100. Please help me get to 100 subscribers, everyone. And, well, that is all. Oh, crap.